bringing you the latest news from Monterey Athletics. This is the Plainsman Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome into the High School Fan Zone, a Tuesday edition here on 100.7 The Score and 107 The Score, the mobile app, which is brought to you by our friends at Happy State Bank. You can also check us out on TSportsNetwork.com. Clint Scott in for Randy Rosetta tonight, and Brendan Riker behind the glass taking care of us, and we will jump right in, starting your evening with the Plainsman Fan Zone. And tonight, of course, we have head coach Judd Thrash, joined by sophomore Braidy Curry, and senior Espn Garcia will be here in just a little bit. Guys, to both of you, first of all, congratulations. You go ahead and lock up a district championship. You lock up the top seed in the playoffs. You know, Coach, I'll start with you. You're going into the regular season finale against Caprock. You know, what was the message with, a lot of stuff on the line coming into that game?
Well, I just told the guys that, Caprock is standing in between you and that goal ball, and that was our goal. Listed out some goals in November, put it on their lockers, and that goal was to make the playoffs and to win a district championship. And I felt like it was important that those guys see those goals on a daily basis. And so that was the message, they're standing in the way. And it was received pretty well. The guys came out and played really well.
And Brady, you're a sophomore here, and Coach Thrash has been here for a few years, and you're trying to build up that program. But for you as a sophomore, already a young player, you already have a taste of like what a district championship is. How much does that drive you to do that again next year and the year after that?
It's just like we've already been talking about it, like me and the guys will be here next year. We've already been talking about, hey, let's repeat next year. Like, we're focused on this week, but we're talking, hey, let's do this every year, not just 1 year and done.
Let's talk about this game against Caprock before we move on and look into the first round of the playoffs. You beat Caprock 49-0. Coach, what went right in that game? I know you started off an offensive drive kind of sputtered, and then you get an interception, and then you guys just take off from there. But what did you make of the game?
Well, we had some weather conditions that kind of slowed us down a little bit offensively at first. But, the guys are used to it. Back in November, December, we would go outside when it was cold outside and get used to those, that climate, because that's what you're going to play in once you get to the playoffs. So, but once we got, going, we took off, and then right after half, we started subbing some younger players, wanted them to get in the game, and, that the guys finished the game well. We had that one bad drive, but, we handled it with, we handled a little bit of adversity that we had and got stronger as the game went on.
You are getting into that season where it's getting colder, and Brady, you're an offensive lineman. I was already asking you off the break as a fellow hog molly myself back in the day. I always liked when you got into colder weather. It kind of felt like it ramped up the physicality. Do you like cold weather games?
I used to not like them at all, but I liked them a lot more this season so far. They've been probably my funner games.
I appreciate the honesty. From your mindset, from the player side, when you're going in to this Caprock game, how much conversation did you guys have with each other? Let's go get it. Let's go get that gold ball. What was that like from the player side?
Obviously, we were very excited about the Abilene win, but the message we said each other and our coaches said to us was just take care of business. Don't overlook Caprock, because they were a good team. They could have, if we didn't focus on them, they could have beat us easily.
Coach, what did you make of the district this year?
I thought, like always, it's a talented district. Abilene's a good football team. Tascosa's a really good football team, and so is Amarillo High. It's a very competitive district year in, year out, and you have to train and prepare yourself to play, those type of teams, and we did. That's why we scheduled a hard pre-district. We had Choctaw, we went to the state semis in Oklahoma. They were a very good team. They're a lot like Denton Ryan, Abilene, so that's why we put them on the schedule. And we had to travel like 5 hours to play, so that's a disadvantage as well. Then you play a 6A team with Odessa High, who's got I think it's 4,000 kids in their high school. Then you play a Wiley team that hadn't lost a game. Should have beat them. It was unfortunate we bobbled that snap, but we should have beat them. So we played some teams that tested us early, and that's what gets you ready for the regular season. And so that was important, part of our schedule. We knew that we scheduled up, and we scheduled teams that we thought would get us ready. And so those 4 losses are very deceiving losses, because they were like one possession games.
Yeah, and I'm glad you brought that up because I wanted to ask you about this. Obviously, it's not the record you want through non-district play, but through those hard games and those kind of close, tough losses, were there any like light switch moments you saw with the guys going into district play, or was it more just kind of a slow grind?
Well, yeah, I felt like, one of the things that our problem was, it wasn't a talent thing. It was a mental thing, and so we tried to attack the mind, and we still talk a lot about how to handle adversity, and how to play for one another instead of playing for yourself. And, every great team, it's not about the amount of talent, it's about how well you play together. And so that's what I always tell them before we go out on the field: make sure you love each other and stay together and play for one another. And that's been the message, and I think that's what's turned our season around.
Brady, when you guys are hearing this stuff from coach and from your assistants as well, lessons like that, how much do you guys echo that back and forth? Are you guys vocal about that?
Yes, we're very vocal. We have a bunch of really good leaders in our program, not just the seniors, but juniors, sophomores, and we're not afraid to like speak up when someone's not doing something. We'll get them right.
All right, we're gonna bring in Espn now. Yeah, clear the old chair C here, and we welcome in senior Espn Garcia, and we're just going to throw you right in the water, Espn, and just have you dive in as you sit down. You are a senior. First, congratulations to you as well on the district title and the playoff berth. As a senior, with you kind of leaving a legacy here, what does it mean to you to get that gold ball here?
It means a lot, especially for me, but all the other seniors. We want to make history, and making history last week was a big part. So I would like to get another gold ball. Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's the best part is once you get that. Of course, there's more to be had and more to be gained to put in the trophy case. Well, we're going to jump to our first break here. It is the Plainsman Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and the 107 The Score mobile app. Thank you for joining us. When we come back, we'll talk a little bit more about the district championship, and we'll also start to turn the page and look to El Paso Bel Air. All that and more next. It is the Plainsman Fan Zone.
Bringing you the latest news from Monterey Athletics. This is the Plainsman Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Welcome back to the Plainsman Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score and 107thescore.com, or I should say TwoSportsNetwork.com, as we've made that change. You can also check us out on the app. Brought to you by Happy State Bank. Sitting here with head coach Judd Thrash. We also have Espn Garcia and Braidy Curry. Coach, I'm sure you're tired of this season being referenced, but 2 years ago, it's a rough one. You guys go winless. To go from there to the journey that you guys are on now, what does that mean to you?
It means a lot, because a lot went into this process. That's the one thing that when you're building, you have to stick to your core principles, and a lot of times during that process, those are tested. But you have to be consistent, and you have to stick with what you think will build the program. And so I think our coaches did a good job of that. And, I think our kids did a good job of that. And, here we are being rewarded for our consistency and our hard work. It was tough, but, you just have to keep grinding and keep working, and good things will happen.
Espn, I'll ask you, you and Brady, this question, but Espn, I'll start with you. Just for you as a player, what did it mean to get? You already said you're ready to go get that second gold ball now and just keep going. But what did it mean to you to get this one and get a district championship?
Yeah, it meant a lot because I wouldn't to hold up that gold ball. It's all the hard work had paid off. All the gut checks and all that. So it just meant a lot.
And as a senior, did you embrace a leadership role and just being an older player? How did that go this season?
I mean, we do have a lot of younger guys, so yeah, I feel like I am a leader, and I have to pick up the younger guys whenever they get down, or pick up my other teammates whenever they get down.
Brady, I'll ask you the same question. What did that mean to you to get that first gold ball?
Coach has been telling us since middle school for us, just saying, hey, all this hard work is gonna pay off eventually. You put in the work, it's gonna pay off eventually.
Take me through And I'll let you, all three of you guys, answer this. Coach, we'll start with you. You start off the district season, and we talked about that tough loss in the non-district with Odessa, and then a tough loss to start district, and then you just go on, rattle off the wins that you guys have, and have looked really impressive. What did you guys talk about going into that first loss of district and then into the winning streak that you guys are on?
It was weird. It was like a Saturday afternoon, and I was just racking my brain about how, because I knew the problem. It wasn't talent. It was a mental thing. I was just racking my brain. It's like, how do I teach these guys, mental toughness, how to handle adversity, and it, somewhat came to me, and I felt like that I needed to have certain players on our team stand up and talk about, things that they'd gone through in life and situations that they'd faced. And I felt like that was the turning point, because when guys got up and told their stories that they've gone through in life, I think a lot of their teammates were shocked. And I felt like it brought our team closer together, because, as you're sitting in the audience, you're sitting there hearing your teammate tell you personal information that they've gone through, and you're sitting there thinking, well, man, it's not just me.
Mm-hmm.
They've gone through some of the same things that I go through. And I think that was the turning point, because I think these guys realized that, they're not alone, that they got others on their team that go through similar trials and tribulations in their life. And so I think that's what the turning point was. And that's what got our guys to play for one another.
Being honest and sharing stuff like that can be scary, whether you're telling a story or just listening. For you guys, how was the response in the locker room? Brady, will start with you. What was that like?
It was kind of just eye-opening, because people don't really talk about the hard stuff that they go through, and for them to just share it in front of a whole team of like 50 dudes was like touching, and like made us like way closer.
Espn, I'll let you echo on that as well.
Like Brady said, like it was eye opening, and I feel like that just made a lot of us realize that it's bigger than football, and like it's bigger than us, and so I feel like that just brought us all together and made us into a real strong brotherhood.
That is a very cool story, and we are certainly looking forward to that brotherhood continuing on into the playoffs. When we come back, we will take a look at Bel Air, and we will get some keys to the game and some more thoughts from these guys. It is the High School Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score. Back with more next.
Bringing you the latest news from Monterey Athletics. This is the Plainsman Fan Zone podcast from 100.7 The Score.
Back for one more here on the Plainsman Fan Zone. Thanks for joining us on a Tuesday night here on 100.7 The Score. Sitting down with head coach Judd Thrash and Espn Garcia, and also Braidy Curry. And gentlemen, it is now time to go from the celebration side to, hey, let's go get some more. Let's go take off in the playoffs. And first up, at Lowry Field, El Paso Bel Air. You can hear this game on 93.7 The Eagle with David Thetford, as he will have the call there. 5:30 start. Coach, we'll start with you. So you're scouting a Bel Air team. They've obviously not had a great year, but when you look at the Highlanders, what stands out about them?
Offensively, I think they have a strong run game. We're going to have to do good against the run. They run they run counter a lot. We'll have to stop their counter game, and then on defense, they'll bring some pressure. We're going to have to pick up some pressures. But it's an exciting moment for our team and our program. The guys have deserved this moment, and it's great to come to your home field and have the first playoff game. It'll be a big crowd. We'll be there to see the playoff game, and so it's going to be a great atmosphere for the kids and everybody involved, and so we're excited about it. I think we're suiting up like 75 guys who'll be on the sideline, so want our sub-varsity guys to get, a taste of what it feels like. It's like Brady mentioned, I can remember going down and talking to those guys when they were in middle school about this moment, and here it is. And so it's great to see, guys like Brady grow up and mature and develop and get this opportunity. It's been years of, work, hard work ethic, and can't wait till Thursday night. It's exciting. If we play our game, I think, we should do well.
Espn, I'll go to you as a senior. You guys are going to the playoffs for the first time since 2020. Senior to senior conversation, what's that been like this week now that it's here and now that you're ready to start the playoffs?
I mean, it's just been like just give it everything you got, you know what I'm saying? Because, now it's just win or go home. So, I mean, we just, tell each other that, just to go hard every day.
Brady, this one for you. I was asking you before the game, or before the show, hey, what do you like more, pass blocking, run blocking? You were talking about run blocking, and obviously you guys have an outstanding running game that's been highly effective. To you, how important is that to be a tone setter when you get into these late stage, late season games?
The run game is huge for us. It just sets the pace for us. It opens up the pass game. It opens up basically everything. It allows us to do lots of different stuff with all of our talented players.
Coach, I'll ask you this. The other side, too, is your defense has just played outstanding football and has led a charge as well. When you're looking for conversation starters of what wins you meaningful games, how important is that unit for you?
Oh, it's extremely important. In order to win championships, you have to play great defense. And, I feel like the last 4 or 5 weeks, our defense has, risen to the occasion. I think we're holding people under 50 yards rushing. And we've gotten better at covering the pass. We've done a good job at that, and guys are swarming the football. We tell them all the time. We've watched several games this year where kids were lined up wrong, but they were running to the ball, and they played great defense. That's the number one thing is you got to run to the football, and you got to be tough, and you got to read your keys and study film and know what your opponent's going to do. And I felt like our guys have done that these last few weeks. They've definitely set a tone on that side of the ball. We've been able to get pressure on the quarterback and make things happen, and we got guys flying around.
For you from the coaching side of things, I was asking these guys in the break, but now that you're here in where it's win or go home from here on out, does that change anything from the coaching side, or is that just, hey, we're going to stick to our routines and go business as usual? Yeah,
we're very routine oriented in our program, and one of the things I've talked to them about, it's all about keeping the family together now, because it's like they said, it's win or go home, and so it's all about, my message has been, it's about keeping the family together once you get in the playoffs.
And for you guys, Coach said, you get to play at Lowry. What does that mean for you guys to play this first playoff game on your home turf in a place that you're very familiar with?
It's a big deal for us. At Abilene, we went to it. We said, hey, if we win this game, this isn't your last game at Abilene, or this isn't your last game at Plains Capital. And that was just big for our seniors because senior night on Abilene.
I'll let you go, too, on that, Espn.
It's pretty big, home advantage first round, so it feels good to have home advantage.
Gentlemen, we're running out of time. Best of luck to you this week. We're looking forward to catching up as well next week. Thanks for coming in, and good luck this week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You can hear the game again, 5:30, 93.7 The Eagle, or if you're available, hey, on Thursday night, go out to Lowry and go support them. This is the Plainsman Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score. When we come back, we'll turn the page to the Westerner Fan Zone. Thanks for tuning in. This is the High School Fan Zone on 100.7 The Score.